Hey everyone, I'm Liz Barnett, fitness and food coach, and welcome to this week's weekly workout. I'm all about making exercise and eating right doable, sustainable, and even fun. And a lot of that has to do with using our time really efficiently. So I have a set of 15-pound weights here that we're going to use for our circuit. A circuit just means you do 2 or more exercises back to back and sometimes combine them, as we will today, for a superset. It's a really efficient way to use your time, and it's a really great way to get a good workout. Before we get started, we want to make sure we warm up. Super important. So I have a yoga strap here, but you could use a long towel. And I also have a PVC pipe. So this is just a plastic pipe that you can get at any home good type store, and you can even use a broomstick as well. Because our movements are going to involve upper back and hip work, it's really important that we prepare those parts of our body. You ready? So let's get started with our warm-up. I'm going to start with my PVC pipe, okay? Now notice this is about between hip and shoulder height on me. You can get these cut at a store yourself. So we're going to start with a hip hinge. I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute. And actually I have my timer set for a 12-minute workout. So all we're going to do is get started and not stop. So clock's going. I'm using this PVC pipe here, one hand on top of the other, and all I'm going to do is sit my hips back as I reach the pole forward. So again, this is just plastic tubing, but you could use a broom or really anything of this height to help you out. If you don't have something like this available, you can actually use a countertop and sit your hips back and away. So what I'm doing here is as I push the pole forward, my hips go back for a nice big stretch. I'm trying really hard to keep my back in a straight line from my hips to my shoulders. As you continue with the movement, see if you can get your chest in between your arms. If you have one hand on top of the other, as I do, try and switch hands halfway through. You'll get a nice stretch here in your hamstrings, your lower back, and your lats, which are your large back muscles that run underneath your armpits. Now in 15 seconds, I'm going to use this pipe for an upper body exercise. If you don't have a pipe, I'll show you an option that you can use the yoga strap with. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we started to warm up the upper back here. We're going to take your hands as wide as you need to start. You're going to take your arms all the way overhead. Now you're going to bend your elbows and put the bar behind your back, just like you're doing a lat pull down or a pull up. Reach up and then pull all the way down. Now you really want to focus on squeezing your shoulder blades down here and try not to adjust your wrists. Now, with time, the goal is going to be to take that pipe and scrape it all the way down your back past your hips. You might have to adjust at your wrist a little bit. You might notice my grip got a little looser. At first, that's what you have to do, that's fine. But over time, you're going to try to keep your hands the same. Now, to make this more intense, you walk your hands a little closer together. That's how you gauge your improvement. Now, you can keep doing this if you have a pipe, but if you don't, you can also try this with a yoga strap. Again, you're just going to adjust your arms to the length that makes sense, okay? You really want to pull tight on that strap though, so you feel the engagement. Same thing if you're using the pipe or the pole. Now you can add on by doing a little side stretch, side to side. This feels really good, so see if you can grab a yoga strap, keep it at your desk, and then use it for these stretches throughout your day. Let's do a few more reps. And remember, over time, you're going to see if you can take your hands all the way down to your hips and then all the way up. Let's get ready. You got 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to clear these out of the way. These are great active recoveries as well, so you can always add those back in if you need a little bit of a break. Like I said, I have my 15-pound weights here. We're going to do 3 movements. First is a deadlift, second movement is a bent over row, and the third movement we're going to put those together. Let's start with the deadlift for 45 seconds. So, heavy weights, feet inner hips distance apart, toes point straight ahead. Really pull those shoulders down and back. As you inhale, sit your hips back, and then exhale up. Now when you carry 2 heavy weights like this is called a suitcase deadlift. So I want you to pretend like you're carrying 2 heavy suitcases. I'll turn to the front, but I want you to make sure your back is nice and flat. So notice as I come down, I'm not letting my upper back or my spine round. Good, 30 more seconds. So you're thinking about squeezing those shoulders down and back as we did in our warm-up. Your gaze should be straight ahead, in fact, just slightly in front of you on the ground. Now when you stand up, you're going to exhale, really drive your heels down through the ground. Now in 15 seconds, I'm going to come about halfway down. I'm going to hold that deadlift position and focus on my upper back. Your lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings are all going to be helping you stabilize. In 3, 2, okay, bent over row for just 30 seconds. My palms are turned in, my gaze is down. As I exhale, elbows up. As I inhale, elbows down. So that's what you see, but what I want you to feel is really squeezing your shoulder blades together. Now, if 30 seconds is too long to hold this hip hinge position, totally fine. All you'll do is stand up, shake it out, and come right back to it. So notice my chest is higher than my hips. Notice my hips keep going back. And notice I'm trying to get my elbows to clear my waistline. Good. A few more seconds. We're going to put these 2 movements together for a full minute. In 3, 2, 1. So as you inhale, stand up, prepare, roll those shoulders back. Let's inhale again to sit those hips back. As you exhale, elbows up, inhale, elbows down, exhale, push those hips forward. So this is a deadlift to row. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and come back up. Upper body, lower body, and primarily your posterior chain, so that's the back of your body, is doing a lot of this work. Your core is helping to stabilize you. We have 30 seconds left. Now, if at any point the weights feel too heavy, or maybe you just need to adjust, you can do one arm and then the other arm. That's actually a great way to work your core, okay? Let's keep going, 20 seconds. Now on its own, these two exercises are super effective. They're so important. They really help undo some of the damage that sitting all day does, okay? But you can combine these movements with other complex exercises like squatting and pressing for a really great total body workout. A few more seconds. We're gonna rest in 3, 2, put those weights all the way down on the ground, just rest your grip, okay? Rinse out your wrists. We're gonna go back to the beginning with 45 seconds of that deadlift. Maybe your goal is to go a little bit faster. Maybe your goal is to be able to get your hips back a little bit more. Let's grab those weights. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Notice when I squat down, my chest is still up. I'm not rounding. Drive through your heels to come up. 45 seconds. Hips back and forward. Squeeze. Super important that you're squeezing right where your butt meets your thigh, okay? So that's going to help you push your hips forward, and that's going to help you make sure you're using the right muscles. Good. 30 seconds left. Continue to breathe, and you really want to make sure, especially if you have a mirror in front of you, watch out for those shoulders rounding forward, right? That posture is something that I see a lot of people have, often because we're sitting at a desk a lot, or maybe just stuck to your iPhone. So you want to make sure here we're undoing that bad posture and promoting good posture. Now, a few seconds, we're going to hold and go to that bent over row in 3, 2, hold, 30 seconds. Elbows up, elbows down. Notice my toes are still pointed straight ahead, my knees are still bent, and I'm really exaggerating, pulling and breathing. Good, continue to breathe here. Now at the end of this exercise, remember we'll put them together again. Getting close, 15 seconds. When we put these two movements together, we're going to really focus on form. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, straighten those arms, straighten those legs, shake it out. 1 full minute. Hold on tight to those weights. Hips back, elbows up, elbows down, stand up. Good. Now, second time around, you're more warmed up. You know the movement. As long as you still have good form, you can pick up your pace. The benefit of that is that you're going to get more reps in the same amount of time. Good. Keep breathing. You're almost halfway there. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Push those hips forward. Now, by now you start to be really feeling this, okay? As you get more fatigued, you want to make sure your form does not suffer. So if you need to take a moment to reset, to recalibrate, take a few stretches, go for it. 20 seconds, we'll get a brief rest, and then we have our last set. Now we're only doing 3 sets of these, right? But as long as you keep focusing on your form, executing each movement to completion, you're going to get a lot of benefits. Last 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Remember, we're going to put those weights down just like we picked them up. Rinse out your wrist, give your shoulders a little roll back. Grab a quick drink if you need it, but we have our last set. Again, 45 seconds deadlift, 30 seconds row, a minute we put it back together. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, just deadlift. Hips back and hips forward, squeeze. Now, I'm checking my form out in the video here, but make sure you keep your gaze straight ahead of you. What you might notice if you use a mirror is sometimes people look up or they let their head drop down. Try to keep a nice neutral neck. That just means you have the natural curve in that cervical spine, that neck. 20 seconds. Good. And even though we're not jumping up and down, even though you might not consider this traditional cardio, because we're using compound movements, big muscle groups, and we're not stopping, you're going to get cardiovascular benefits as well. A few more seconds. We'll hold for that bent over row. In 4, 3, hold. Now elbows up. Good. Really squeeze those shoulder blades down and back. 30 seconds here, making sure you're drawing your navel to your spine. So keep your abs in nice and tight. Remember, if it gets to be too much to hold this position, just stand up, shake it out, roll those shoulders back. Just about 15 more seconds, and then we have our last version. A few more reps here. Last 8. Let's even get 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Good. Shake it out. Here we go. Last set. Let's put it all together. Best set yet. 1 minute. Hips back, elbows up, elbows down, stand up. Don't forget to squeeze your butt. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. What's pushing your hips forward is the fact that you're squeezing your glutes. Those are your largest muscle group, right? We're really working the largest muscle groups we have here, your back, your butt, and your hamstrings, okay? Super effective. At the end of this set, we'll put those weights down. You got 30 more seconds left. And even though we're not working our core in a way that might look traditional, like we're not doing a crunch, we're not doing a plank, every time you hinge those hips, brace those abs, you're getting a core workout as well. 15 seconds. Let's even go a little faster as long as our form still looks good. Last 10 seconds. Let's go for 4 more reps. 4. Whew. Last 3. Last 2. Amazing. Last 1. And then those weights go all the way down to the ground just like you picked them up. Nice job today. So, I hope you're feeling good. This is a really great way to work the back side of the body. If you do things like squats, really good balance to that. Remember, this workout is really efficient. It can be done on its own, or it can be combined with any of my other weekly workouts. Keep up all the great work, and I'll see you guys for a workout soon.